Let's start from the very general question. Digital sovereignty, very sexy topic last few months in Europe. Everybody are talking about digital sovereignty. But what does it mean for you? What does it mean, digital sovereignty right now for Europe?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me, and thank you for the question. Yes, we are all discussing digital sovereignty for long months now. And I would start with saying what the digital sovereignty is not. It's not definitely about the isolation of Europe or isolationism of Europe. I would say it's much more about the lack of naivety. And I would say that, yes, we were naive in Europe for long years and decades. And we know, and you don't need to read the Draghi report or a letter report to understand how much dependent we are today. Draghi says that we are in over 80% dependent on non-European solutions when it comes to the IT projects, IT solutions, as this is true. And when somebody tells you that you are 80% dependent, that means that you are 100% dependent, fully dependent on somebody else. And that is the problem. And so to make a very long story much shorter, I would say that the whole story and the whole narrative of the digital sovereignty, in my understanding, is not about eliminating somebody from the market, not pushing out Americans, let's put it in a simplistic way, American solutions, American platforms from the market. It's not. What is it about is about supporting European solutions, European companies, European startups and scale-ups. And this is where we have a huge area to tackle and to take care of, because we were not giving them a chance. To support the company means that you have to offer the market a demand for services and products. And this is what we were not doing. So from my perspective, final thing, the digital sovereignty is about helping our own, as well Polish, Czech, European companies to grow, because these chances were very limited until now.
If I could understand, it's crucial to have choice.
It's absolutely crucial and fundamental to have choice. Look, we all came, both Czechia, the Czech Republic and Poland, we came out from the communist system, and we do remember that. And we never want to see the monopolies again. And also in a capitalism, in a free market economy, there's a clear tendency or gravity to build huge hyperscalers, if you like, whatever industry you're talking about. And they have a clear tendency of becoming more and more monopolistic in what they do. Our role as policymakers, it's not to let them become monopolistic, because that's not good for the people, for our voters, for the society and for the economy.
Thank you very much. Ondrej, what is your point of view on this word of sovereignty?
I think that I will agree with every single word which my colleague said, but maybe I will add something more. In my opinion, I think that we Europeans should be aware of the fact that we will never innovate when we will over-regulate. And that's where we are at the moment. So what I think is that we should go one legislative piece after another, find the mistakes which are inside and tweak and repair them, and tweak the conditions which we would like to have for our businesses to grow. I think that all these omnibuses which are there in the pipeline are good ones. But on the other hand, it's just peanuts. It's nothing crucial which will make difference. We need to be more creative. We need to be more courageous, and we need to do it more often and also more quickly. What I think is needed in general, not only for digital sovereignty, in that definition which my colleague already offered, is that we need to get rid of the hurdles which are between member states. I'm a friend of the, let's say, of the concept which is called negative integration, which means that you integrate the whole continent or all the member states by deleting the hurdles for free movement between member states and of course the businesses and people. But I'm afraid that we don't have enough time. So that's why I'm friend of 28th regime, which is today to be announced by Commission, or maybe it has already been announced. And I think that if the Commission is wise enough, this can be a bypass of this negative integration process, because I think that this can help us, the whole Europe, to scale up, which is necessary. But of course, that's not enough. We need free movement of capital. Just a reminder that we should have the free internal market to be finished by 31st of December 1992. It's 2026. So I think that we should move forward in that regard as well. I don't think that we can have a capital markets union, tomorrow, but what we can do is to unlock the potential of the money which are in the euro, because it's not only about money, it's also about competences which are here, it is about patents which are here, it's about clever people which are here, but we are not able to connect this all together to work it properly and to compete with the others.
I fully agree. Frankly speaking, during discussion about sovereignty, we touch all, I think, hot topics in Brussels discussion about new technologies, about competitiveness, about digital skills, about money, about over-regulation, about simplification of law. So frankly speaking, we could discuss about sovereignty regarding to all actual topics in Brussels, but I fully agree that we need, for first, time, money, and smart regulations to stimulate European investments in this area. But I think that it's very crucial to avoid, during discussion of sovereignty, what Michał mentioned, this isolation. We have to find a way how to build this European sovereignty, but based on trusted partners as well, not only EU, but trusted partners. It's very, very crucial to avoid any accidents in this list of our partners for Europe. But last question regarding to sovereignty, because we have to touch DNA, and very shortly, how to avoid some populism during discussion about digital sovereignty right now? Is it possible, or maybe we should agree that yes, in this discussion we will have some populistic ideas as well, but how to finally, in the final decision of European institution, avoid this populism regarding to sovereignty? Is it possible?
Well, I think that now in this geopolitical shaken era, we need to know who is our friend and who is not. So that's why I think that we should be aware of that and to cooperate with those who can help us, regardless who is in charge of particular states and actors in the world politics. That's first remark, and then of course populism will every time come into the decisions, and it depends on those who are able to understand in detail to the regulations, to the smart regulations, and those should be very vocal. And of course, then we can come up with concrete solutions which will help. And we should not be outspoken by those who are just shouting and saying that, for example, US goes against us. To be honest, I think that what we don't do in Europe is that we are not using those rules which we have already endorsed. I think that we should use them, and if we'll use them, then of course the other actors will take it into account.
I hope that, Michał, would you like to add something about this populism?
Populism is everywhere these days, and populism is basically about emotions. And emotions, well, we are human beings. We do have emotions, that's very obvious, but I still believe that facts and figures matter. And we have to, I believe we have to concentrate on them. I mean, politics is about emotions as well, but still there are some basic things, basic foundations, I would say, that we should stick to. I mean, look, me and Ondrej, we come from different political groups in the European Parliament. You might find some differences in our narrative. That's very obvious. But still, we do cooperate. We share. Also coming from the same geographical area of Europe, we share many ideas. We know what is most important today. We know how important the security is in different dimensions of the understanding of the security.
I hope that we will build, based on the discussion in Europe, really innovation and investment-friendly ecosystem. And this is, I think, that we will all agree in this area. Okay, let's try to discuss a little bit about DNA. For European Commission, DNA should be a new deal. Michał, you are a shadow in this topic. Do you agree that this DNA, it will be some kind of new deal for European market?
Well, let me translate first what the DNA is, because not everybody has to be familiar. DNA is the Digital Networks Act. That's a proposal of a new legislation, the regulation, the EU regulation, which was proposed by the Commission a few weeks ago. It's about regulating the telco industry, the connectivity sector of Europe. And connectivity, to put it very simply, connectivity is everywhere. We all depend on the connectivity. Whenever we are human beings using our phones, or we are businesses, everything is connected. There's no more such a thing as non-digital economy. The whole economy is digital. So we need to make sure that we are offering European citizens and European companies, businesses, a secure, stable, possibly cheap as possible connectivity. So this is why it matters a lot what kind of regulation will be prepared. What we have on the table is the proposal from the Commission. 350 pages of the proposal, different issues related to the connectivity. You have spectrum auctions, which is always a very controversial topic in every member state of European Union. You have satellites. You have the so-called issue of the fair share, which is being discussed among the digital companies for long years now. You have lots of different issues related to the connectivity. It's no more about just telecommunication. As I said, it's about the connectivity, meaning the functioning of our digital economy. So my final sentence would be that we have the proposal of the Commission. Nobody seems to be happy with the proposal of the Commission. Now it's our turn in the European Parliament, and also expectation not only of the industry, but also of the clients as well, to trying to fix it, trying to amend it, and this will take several months to work on this file, but still I believe this is one of the most crucial regulations that's ahead of us in this term of the Commission and the Parliament.
Thank you very much. I fully agree that without connectivity we can't discuss about innovation in Europe, about digital economy in Europe, so this is absolutely crucial point for the market. Of course, I think that US Parliament is a very huge challenge because this market, I mean, connectivity is very complicated, a lot of topics, as Michał mentioned. And of course, historically, in this area, there is a huge part of these relations between telcos and the rest of the market based on rather commercial agreements, not regulations. So find a balance between these different points will be very, very difficult. But Ondrej, last question to you. You mentioned about omnibus, about simplification of law. Don't you afraid that DNA will be one more regulation, over-regulation? What is the position of DNA, in your opinion, in this discussion right now on simplification of law, about the regulation of law, especially in digital area?
Well, I think that, as Michał said, I don't think that the proposal is ideal. We need to fix it. But on the other hand, it is not a revolution. And as you know, all the regulations and directives which are prepared here in Brussels are very prescriptive, very detailed. So it will depend on every single word in the regulation. And that's why I think that we should be very, we should make it work. Regardless, we will make some steps which will not be or some actors will not be happy with them, of course. But I think that we should do it from the perspective of competitiveness of the whole Europe. So we need to be courageous in that regard. And I think that when we see all the other pieces of legislation which are still here with the omnibuses, I think that we know what we need to do. My only problem which I have and which can arise soon will be that member states will be competing with European Parliament, which is of course usual. But I don't think that if we'll lose the substance of the debate and it will be just institutional clash between these two co-legislators, then of course the results will be very poor. So I think that we should avoid this, and if we'll focus on the substance, that we can come up with a let's say reasonable, workable result.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I hope that DNA will be finally the regulation for stimulating European market in connectivity. Connectivity will be some kind of very crucial point in building of innovation in Europe. Without that, absolutely it's impossible. But of course, it's absolutely huge challenge for European Parliament to find the best solution regarding, as Michał mentioned, different points of view of telcos, satellite, spectrum. There's a lot of topics, and frankly speaking, will be a very, very long way. Thank you very much. Absolutely, we should discuss much more hours on these two topics. I hope that we'll be able to continue our discussion in different events. But for now, thank you very much. And gentlemen, it was a pleasure to host you on the stage.